Hello, lovelies. What an amazing day. It is such a vibe. So I am just outside. I'm going to get some sun today and just catch up on some stuff and just chill, really. Just chill. But I didn't post a video yesterday. I know, and I know that I should have, and I was planning on it, and then the day just got away with me. But you know what? I'm posting it now. Mwah. Thank you. Isn't it so lovely just to allow people to be human sometimes? Yes, what a vibe. Okay, so I got this question. And I've just been speaking to a lot of women lately that I feel like this is affecting in some way. So I'm going to go just a little chat. So I said, dear Kate, I feel like my friends have changed. Or maybe I have. Either way, I'm just feeling really drained right now. And you know what, Bubby? I think that, sometimes you change and sometimes your friends change, but sometimes even just the dynamic of your friendship, with what's happening in your life and being at different stages of your life and dealing with different issues can change the dynamic of your friendship. But then in some cases it can be totally that you've had like a whole spiritual awakening, or the other person has spiraled into like a pit of depression, or just not even depression, because shame, that's hideous, but like just a pit of like negativity, and it's really hard for you to be in that space, and I totally get that. So I was kind of thinking about what are the different types of friendships that are kind of like the negative or the toxic ones, and ones that you should perhaps look at and examine and really ask yourself, like, do I want that type of person in my life or in my circle even? So we've got the resenter, right? So this is a person, like, if something amazing happens in your life, they always find a way to point out the negative of it. So it's like, I've met this amazing new guy, and then she'll be like, oh, well, I hear he has such a reputation because he was this, this, and this. And you're like, oh my God, dude, like 100 years ago, we've all grown. Or, like you get a new job, and then this person's just like, oh, that's great that you got a new job, but, that company's so terrible to work for. And it just feels you want to stop sharing things with this person, because you just know every time you do, there's going to be some kind of like negative feedback coming from them. And it's almost like resentful, like they're upset that you are achieving things or that you are moving forward in your life. And that resentment then comes out by them being really nitpicky and almost critical of everything that you're doing. And that feels terrible for you, and it stops you from wanting to share things with this person. So the good old resenter, the drainer. Oh my goodness, the drainer. You know this person, the one that talks about themselves and their problems non-stop. Their life is definitely going to be worse than yours. Their problems are going to be bigger than yours. Every time that you have a conversation, it's going to be about them and about their problem. And they're expecting you to stay focused. They're expecting you to share your energy with them. They're expecting you to give advice, which they will never take. So you invest hours and hours and hours talking to the person. They'll never take your damn advice anyway. And so you just feel like, what is the point? Why do you even want to talk to me about these things if you're not even going to be open to the ideas that I'm giving you? They kind of like always come for you to advice. They never pay it back. They never ask, how are you? What's happening in your life? Is there anything I can help you with? Like, oh, I so appreciate that you have given me all this time and energy for myself, but how can I pay that back to you? And sometimes it's not like in the same way that you've given it to them, like maybe they are having a problem with their relationship, say. And so you spend hours and hours and hours listening to this and the same story repeated, how everybody does. And you not having relationship problems. So this person feels like, oh, well, she's not having relationship problems, so I don't need to pay it back. I can't pay it back to her. But you can. If someone's not having a relationship problem, they might be having difficulty in another area of their life, in an area that you could help. So if you've got a drainer in your life, it's just draining your emotional energy and never giving anything back to you, never asking questions, never getting involved in your life, never trying to even make a space for you or for themselves in your life. Do you need that? Do you need that? And then I was thinking of the gossip. Oh, you know the one. You know the gossip. Very nice to your face sometimes, or even this can be a really good friend of yours who is genuinely nice to your face, but then also talks about everybody else behind their back to you. And ladies, we know that if someone is speaking about other people behind their back to you, that they will speak about you behind your back to other people. Not all the time, I'm not saying that, but it's pretty much a general rule. And I just don't really like that kind of gossip. I think that to me, it's like a lack of thinking. You know, where it's like just so lazy. You're too lazy to think for yourself. You hear something that someone else has said and you just latch onto it and you regurgitate it again without actually ever checking in for yourself and trying to figure out, like, how do I actually think about this person? How do I feel about this person and what they've done? And so this way is like how we just spread gossip and just spread negativity, and it can be so draining. Now, in all of these cases, if this is a really, really good friend of yours that is displaying any of these characteristics, I mean, you could, and you would be able to know if you have the energy to have a conversation with them, and if you even want to have the conversation. You know, sometimes that you just outgrow each other. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I don't know why we care that everyone must like us, but we do. I know, I feel the same. When someone doesn't like me, I'm like, what? How can you not like me? I'm amazing. And let me try and convince you and show you that you must like me. I mean, what a waste of our energy, you know. So you have to kind of stop yourself from doing that. But it's very, very realistic to believe that out of the 7 billion people on the planet, some people are not going to like you. And that's fine. You are able to remove yourself from a friendship. And you don't have to, just because you're losing me as a friend, doesn't mean you're gaining me as an enemy. You know, I would still keep your secrets. Just because I'm removing you from my life doesn't mean I'm going to share everything you've told me with everybody else. Like, no, not at all. So if you wanted to save your friendship, you can call any of these people out on this behavior. I will tell you that no one likes being called out on this kind of behavior. So you would have to go into the conversation with a very clear intention of sorting it out. Right? And that would mean that you might have to be incredibly calm. You're going to have to allow her to have her reactions, and she's normally going to have some kind of like outburst, right? Feeling like she's being attacked, rejected, that you're highlighting all the weakness areas in her life, that she's not good enough, all these things. And that's not what we're doing. But if I have somebody in my life who I'm finding incredibly draining all the time, and I still want to keep that person in my life, then I'm going to have a conversation and be like, you know what, can we just talk about, when I share these things with you, your responses are always this, this, and this. Or whenever you have an issue and you come to me for help, I like to be there, I like to be present, I like to share my energy with you and try and help you as much as I can. But I just feel like you never come to me and try to pay that back and offer the assistance to me when I'm having some problems. And I would love your input, and I would love your advice on some of the things that I'm going through. So there's definitely like a way to do it and a way to have these conversations and to maintain the friendships. But I also have to be honest that sometimes you just outgrow certain people and you may need to remove them from your life. And who knows, you know, you might do like a full circle and come back together in 20 years' time and be like, oh, remember when we drifted apart all those years? And sometimes it's just necessary for your own personal journey and your own personal growth. Anyway, just something to think about on this Saturday morning. And I'll tell you something else for free. If you want to, there's a saying that says something like, show me your friends and I will show you your future. And it's so true. The people that you surround yourself with and the people who you're sharing most of your time with and that you're having conversations with and sharing your energy with, these are the people that are shaping your life and shaping your future. So I would say if you want to have nice friends around you, supportive friends, nurturing friends, people that care, people that listen, then I would try and embody that for myself. So be the friend that you want to attract, because honestly, that's how it works. You know how I feel. Energy and energy. Whatever you're giving out, you're going to get back. So I would just make it as happy and as positive as possible. Anyway, petals, I'm going to get in the sun now. I can feel it burning me on my back. I got so burnt last weekend. I'm actually peeling on my back. So the first peel of the season. Fresh new skin under there. Have an amazing, amazing day.